Hello and welcome to Open Boosters. Today we won't be opening a booster. We're going to be talking about the Lord of the Rings and the One Ring, the one of one itself. Oh my goodness. Craziness has befallen the serialized cards of magic. So, will the One Ring that rules them all that everybody's talking about? Man, people are making offers. Oh my gosh, $100,000. Terrible price point. Oh my gosh. However, will it affect the price point of the boxes of Lord of the Rings? No. It will not affect it at all. Wait, what? Wait, but people are offering a ton of money for it. Why wouldn't it affect it at all? Because there's only one of them. And let's say if you bought a master case, let's go with that, at $400 pop. There's 24 of them in there. That's $9,600. Yes, and you have still a 0.00001% chance of getting the One Ring. It's a publicity stunt. It's a fantastic publicity stunt. I think it's fantastic, right? It's actually a good publicity stunt, right? However, they could have made a successful product. They could have, right? Will Lord of the Rings be a successful product for them? Absolutely. Lord of the Rings is going to sell Lord of the Rings. Not necessarily magic, but it will sell because it's Lord of the Rings. But they could have made this product so much better, right? And I'm going to explain that right now. They could have done it so much better. Oh my gosh. And then the price point of the boxes probably would have went through the moon. And this is why they should hire me as CEO. And I'm going to tell you, I understand these things, and it's actually going to be quite interesting, I hope, to many of you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch to the boom. Nope, that's turning that one off. This is why you shouldn't hire me for your YouTube video recordings. All right, so we have the One Ring, the Pop 1, and I still think that's a great idea. But then we come down here, not to that I don't care about. We come down here and we have our Elven Rings, right? We have a 300 that are going to be serialized and 700 serialized. 3,000 in non-foil. So what do we see that's wrong here? Shouldn't it be 1 of 3, right? 1 of 7, 1 of 9. That should be that, right? Because we have one ring to rule them all. These guys had 3 rings, 7 rings, 9 rings. Does that make sense? That would put more value in the box, right? All right, so we have that kind of thing that we could have done, but we chose not to. Why? Right? It would have been cool, right? It would have been crazy, freakishly cool, right? So that, to me, does not make the sense of anything. They should have done that. I mean, why not do that? They've already got the One Ring, right? And it's just like, did you miss the opportunity? That would have been so good, right? Now we have something to chase even more. Now we possibly could affect the box price, right? This is not good. This is terrible. I don't mind that it's Soul Ring. That's fine. Don't care about that. But if you had that, then that would be extra price point to the actual product that you're trying to sell in the first place. You want to go to that collector's edition kind of thing. That it is a collector, right? It's a collector, something that you wish to have, that someone might have, right? This is why when sports people do it, they usually do like one of one per case. It's something unique. It might look like something else that's in the case, but it's unique, right? It's a little bit better, and it's a 1 of 1. It's a black something or other, right? And they put 1 per case, and they could have done something similar, even though it probably couldn't work out to 1 per case. But did you know that in Lord of the Rings, there are other things that are like 1 of 1, right? I mean, let's just imagine here that, well, we're going to imagine with that first, I guess. Don't look at this card. just blank it out of your mind. But isn't Gandalf the Grey a one of one? There's only one Gandalf the Grey in the book, right? All right, there's one of him, right? We can put him as a one. Gollum here, one. Mount Doom could be a one of one. All right, we have Sam. He could be a one of one. What about Frodo? There we go. One of one. Right? We could have had many one of ones in the actual Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering. And you know what would happen? If there is a chance to pull a one of one, guess what? There is actually, as they put more one of ones in there, there's more of a chance for someone to pull it. And that makes it exciting. But nah. I mean, I'm not saying that putting the one ring was a bad idea. I'm not saying that at all. I thought that's a good promotional stunt. But it doesn't make people buy boxes, right? Putting more one of ones that are special, that are something that people would want, especially with the Lord of the Rings, would have made those boxes soar off the shelves. You see, this is why they need to hire me, because otherwise they just do a half-assed job like this. Hey, you know what? They say in the book specifically that there's like one ring to rule them all. So let's just make one ring. How many of the other rings do they have? 700? That sounds like right. You know? Were there any heroes? I don't remember any of them. They had some people in it, but I don't think they really mattered that much. But this ring, oh my gosh, that ring was fantastic. You see, this is why they don't know their head from their butt. This was the perfect opportunity for them, right? And they had a good start. It's just that they didn't have the follow through. They didn't finish it up. So, what happens when the one ring gets pulled? Nothing. The price of the box is still going to be the same. What happens if it's not pulled? Well, the price of the box is still going to be the same, right? It's going to tank, just like all the other ones that come out. That's just the way it's going to be, because they don't really know how to make a product that is collectible, that is going to be selling very well. Now, I'm not saying the Lord of the Rings won't be successful. When I say it's going to tank, I'm going to say the pre-orders are going to be good. Pre-orders are going to be good. All right? And Wizards of the Coast doesn't really give a crap after pre-orders. They don't care. It's going to sell, right? They don't care because they sell it to the distributors. Distributors sell it to us. If they produce too much of it, then you'll see the Amazon dump. For this, I don't think you're going to be seeing much of an Amazon dump, right? Because I think the orders might come steady, and it should be fine because it's the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings is going to sell the Lord of the Rings. It's not Magic the Gathering selling Lord of the Rings. It's Lord of the Rings selling Lord of the Rings. That's just the way it is, right? If the set is fantastic, doesn't really matter. If the cards are awesome, again, won't matter. Because it's really the Lord of the Rings selling the Lord of the Rings. It's a very iconic book series. I mean, everybody knows about it. There isn't anybody on the planet that hasn't heard of it. You know? I mean, most people watch the movie, so some of the characters probably aren't going to ring the bells of people. But ultimately, that's it. The Lord of the Rings will sell Lord of the Rings. Because Lord of the Rings sells Lords of the Rings. But they missed the boat when they wanted it to be collectible. So the box price is going to tank over time. Right? So if you are trying to buy the spike and that kind of stuff, stop, rethink your ambitions in life. If you're planning to try to pull the one ring, good luck. It'll probably ship. I would assume they know which case it's in, which box it's actually in inside that case, and they will eventually probably ship it to some YouTuber or somebody that would give it good advertising profitability, right? Because you want it to be screamed. You don't want some rando to open it, not say anything, and put it in the closet somewhere. You want this to be opened. So the idea that they're going to release this into a community that puts boxes on shelves and doesn't open boxes, because that's what we do. Some of us actually go out there, we buy the box, we stick it on the shelf, and hope it goes up later. Zendikar Rising, I have a ton of it. Because they put it out at $183. And so I said, that's ridiculous. And so I bought some, and I stick it in the closet. They don't want that to happen with this card. So the odds of them, I mean, they could very well, it could very well happen that they ship it to a store and it never gets opened, because that's potentially possible, because you only have one of that card. If they chose to do that, that would be a little bit crazy in my opinion. I would want this thing to be opened. I would want it to be on a YouTube channel that is successful, not a 100 sub channel. So I would probably pick a mid-range channel that I have good ties with, because I wouldn't want to send it to like the professor, because he's too big, because people will speculate that he got a pack that was inserted. I would pick one of the lower ones, and that way they can pretend that they actually bought it online, even though Wizards of the Coast sent it to them, because they send them product all the time. They don't send me product. They've never sent me a product, and it's very disappointing that they've never even sent me anything, because I've opened them for so long and they have sent me nothing, which is terrible. But the good news is that it will be opened, and it probably will be opened on a YouTube channel, because that's the only thing that makes sense for this. Because as CEO, I would say this definitely has to get open. And hopefully that person will be able to go to the news channels and say they opened it. They want this to be a big production. You want to maximize the value of this, because they have never done this before, putting a pop 1 of 1 in there, right? That's what they should do. However, I still stand by what I said. They should have put more pop 1s in the cases, in the actual collector cases. And that would make the actual volume actually sell more. The actual boxes would actually sell more, because the potential of you getting a 1 of 1 is increased exponentially as more 1 of 1s are put in. And 1 of 1s are highly sought after. And this is an expansion that would very well be something that people would look at. They would actually be going, oh, I like Lord of the Rings. I want that one particular card. And that kind of advertising where your cards are selling like, huge, is very good for business, because people will take a look and wonder what you're doing, because now we have cards of Magic the Gathering that are from a current set being sold for ridiculous prices. And that is actually good advertising, right? And it would do that. So you'd have the YouTubers opening up these cards that are 1 of 1s, and then boom, people everywhere will be buying these, just like they do with the baseball cards, and they'll be paying ridiculous amounts of money to get them, because they know they have a chance to pull something that's ridiculous out of your card stock. That is actually what they should be trying to do, right? And as long as you have enough 1 of 1s, it doesn't matter. You don't have to give them out to any YouTuber. Eventually, one YouTuber or 2 or 3 or mass box opening channels will hit them, and they will go home runs as videos soar. That is what they should be doing. They did not do that in this case. They produced 1 card and shoved it in. So, final synopsis. This product will go onto the shelves. It'll eventually lower in price, just like everything else. Don't buy into the hype train, and you're going to be fine, because the odds of you opening the 1 ring is 0. That's basically the bottom line. It is a good advertising ploy for Wizards of the Coast, but that is it. That is the bottom line of everything. So protect your money, protect your valuables, and hopefully you pull the 1 ring, even if you're just buying a box for yourself. And I hope you do, because that would be cool. And if you can send me the video of you pulling that 1 ring, do so. All right, I'm back. I have one more thought before I go. I was actually re-listening to my broadcast. Well, not broadcast. I don't even know why I said that. Because I'm not live streaming right now. One more thing I was thinking. So I'm here looking at this right here, and you see this, these all kind of look like regular. So maybe they're using this as an actual advertising ploy, 1 of 1, and they may actually have these as 1 of 3, 1 of 7, 1 of 9. And if they did that and didn't tell anybody, fantastic. I think that makes the most sense. And I just started thinking about that just now. Right? So if they did that, because they have this one, it's 1 of 1. They have these. They definitely don't look like this. So yeah, I would have a feeling, just a strong feeling, that there is a 1 of 3 of these guys in this format. And they're just not telling anybody. And that would be priceless. That's what they really should do. Because they have this, for sure. Right? So that's my thoughts on that. So I bet you there is a 1 of 3 for this one, and 1 of 7 for this one, and a 1 of 9 for the humans. So I have a feeling that's probably going to be a thing. I'm calling it now. Because I don't see that anywhere else where that would be listed. It'd be nice if they did 1 of 1 of the realms. You know? There's a lot of 1 of 1 potential here. But I'm pretty sure that that has got to be a thing. Because I noticed they didn't put any full art upward here on these guys. That I can find anyways. I may be wrong. However, those might be 1 of 3, 1 of 7, 1 of 9. What do you guys think? I'm thinking that would be a great idea. So that could be a thing. Right? Then it would be, you know, you have a little more to chase. It's still, you got almost a 0% chance to collect one. But, yeah. Then you don't send out this one. You send out these to the YouTubers. You don't send this to a YouTuber. You send some of these to the YouTubers. And then you got the advertising power right there. So I'm thinking that might be the actual case. That to me makes the most sense from a business perspective and everything else. Then you focus on the rings. You don't focus on the characters, even though I believe they should have focused on the characters, putting them at a pop 1 level, because the characters are so iconic, and that's what brings the movie together. The books together. But yeah. So there you go. Those are my takes on it. I think the rings are probably 1 of 3, 1 of 7, 1 of 9. That would make sense. That would be cool. All right. Hit the like button now and subscribe. Make a comment. All right. I'll talk to you again real soon. Whoops. That's not the off.